What's up everyone, my name is Farid, you guys already know that, and welcome back to the channel. As you know, this month Scooby Doo is turning 50 years old. I think it's 50 years old. And I wonder how much that is in like dog years. Anyways, I figured I'd do something special on the vlog for it. I'm already doing something special on the WordPress channel, on the WordPress blog, but I figured, I'm going to do something in the vlog too, so I'm going to do two videos. This one and another one. And this time, we're going to be talking about the stuff that I love about the live-action movies, the live-action Scooby Doo movies. So let's start with the first live-action franchise, okay? The first movie on the first franchise, which is Scooby Doo, the movie, from 2002, I think. It was the first Scooby Doo movie ever that I saw on theaters, because it was the first Scooby Doo movie released on theaters, if I'm not mistaken. And it starred, Freddie Prinze Jr. and Linda Cardellini and Sarah Michelle Gellar and Matthew Lillard. And I loved it. I loved that movie. I was enamored with that movie. It was the first movie that I saw in theaters, period. I saw it with my mom. And then I rented the VHS tape. It was a VHS tape at a time, like those big clunky tapes that you gotta play in a VHS. I rented it, and then I kept watching it. I watched it like once and twice, and then the third time, the VHS started chewing on the tape, and it ruined the very beginning of the tape. We lost like just the part at the beginning where the gang splits up. And I remember my mom was like, oh my god, no. And we had to pay for the VHS tape at the rental place. Like, we had to buy it from them. But at least they fixed it, so we just lost a little bit at the beginning. And I remember that I was so happy that I had, gotten the tape, because we wouldn't have been able to purchase the tape otherwise. We weren't able to purchase the tape, really. We had to, take money from elsewhere. Like, we had to work in our budget to pick up money that we didn't have to buy a tape that I really wanted. I actually only told this to my mom years later, but I kind of did it on purpose, so we would buy the tape, which is why we just lost just a little bit at the beginning of the movie, which I never forgot how the movie starts. I actually still remember every line from the movie, so that is something. And my mom laughed about it today, so that's fine. But I did it on purpose. I broke the tape so I would get a new tape. So I would get the tape, so we would buy the tape, broken tape. Either way, that was for a long time my favorite movie. Period. I must have watched it like 500 times. Okay, I still know all the lines, and I loved how we got to see the characters in whole new lights. I mean, not really all of them. Like Shaggy and Scooby are still pretty much Shaggy and Scooby, but Daphne is like, I love the way they portrayed Daphne, and I love that Velma is working for NASA now, and I love Fred, because I'm going to be honest with you, I've always been a little bit in love with Fred, and then I saw him as Freddie Prinze Jr., and I was like, no, I'm gay, I'm definitely gay, yeah, I want him, I have a crush on him, I'm very much gay now. I mean, I was gay before, but that movie made me realize, like, oh no, that's definitely it, I'm definitely gay. So that was that, and that movie is really good. Something that I like is that we have both, like someone in a mask, and we have also like real monsters. So that's like really nice. And then we have the second movie in that franchise, the last movie in that franchise, which is Scooby Doo Monsters Unleashed, which surprisingly offers some pretty insightful comment in things like gender norms and the media, report and bias and stuff like that, which is amazing. And it also builds up Shaggy and Scooby, and it's like we actually get to see them in a whole new light now, because suddenly they have like self-esteem issues out of nowhere, which I freaking loved, because like, let's be real here, when that movie came out and I watched it on DVD, we had DVDs by that point. I was like completely trying to ignore my own self-esteem stuff, and then I see Shaggy and Scooby dealing with it, and I'm like, oh, wait, other people feel this way. People that I like feel this way. What? So that was definitely an experience for me as a kid. My nose is itchy as hell. Okay, that's good. So that was really fun. Plus, I really like the way that like Daphne being girly is not like, oh, she's just girly. They don't like write her off for being girly. On the contrary, they work it into the story, and she actually like saves them at one point because she knows makeup. That was pretty awesome. And the way they are like addressing Fred's toxic masculinity, which they introduced in the movie, and he's like, he doesn't want to have feelings because that's like a wimp thing, I think. And Daphne's like, no, that doesn't make you a wimp. That makes you a human. And I mean, Daphne was the voice of reason, which I really loved. And I also loved seeing like real versions of the monsters that I'd seen before, like the tar monster and the skeleton guys and the miner from I forgot what year, and the Black Knight from the first episode. He appears in this movie. You guys remember, What a Night for a Night? The very first episode of Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Which is the very first series, like in the franchise, which is the one that premiered this month, 50 years ago. So that is amazing. And another thing. No, that is it. That is it. That's all I have to talk about this movie. Let's move to the third movie, which is the first movie in another franchise, which is the prequel franchise. Are you following this? Because I'm confused as hell. Which is Scooby Doo The Mystery Begins. Now, by the time I saw this movie, I was 17 years old. I was coming into high school, or about to come into high school, actually. Yeah, I was a late bloomer, which actually makes less alarming my whole high school history, knowing that I was like 17 going on 18 and then 18 makes it very less alarming. But I was 17 years old when this movie came out, and I was really happy about it because like I love Scooby-Doo as usual, and I bought this movie on DVD. I bought the DVD for this movie. I wasn't buying DVDs at the time because we were poor, we still are, but I was like, nope, I'm gonna buy this movie. And then I didn't eat at school for like a long ass time, and then I purchased the movie, and it was amazing. I actually cried when I watched it for the first time. At the very end, they have like a music video, which is a recreation of the opening of sequence of the Scooby Doo, What's New Scooby Doo series. And it was like a whole culmination because, as you guys probably know, back then I was just coming out of my obsessed with Simple Plan phase, and I was still obsessed with Scooby Doo phase. And then like they overlapped for a moment there, and Scooby Doo sings the theme for What's New Scooby Doo. Well, Simple Plan sings the theme for What's New Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo doesn't sing the theme for What's New Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo is in What's New Scooby Doo. But anyways, Simple Plan sings that song, and I was like, oh my god, and then I cried. But another thing that I loved about this movie is that, while the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie made me be like, no, yeah, I'm definitely gay, when I saw Freddie Prinze Jr., this movie, it just like cemented this crush that I have had on Fred since I was a kid. I have always had a crush on Fred since I was a kid. And then I saw Robbie Amell playing Fred. Consequently, or coincidentally, that was the first time I was really seeing Robbie Amell. I hadn't really like heard much of him before. I had seen him in one of the American Pie spin-off movies, but I mean those are the American Pie spin-off movies. I wasn't like paying much attention to anyone. I was just like, I am so cool because I like this movie. Spoiler alert, I wasn't. But anyways, that was the first time that I was like really seeing Robbie Amell. And have you seen Robbie Amell? I was like, oh my god. I want Fred to take me into his arms and then take me to the back of the van, if you know what I mean. And I was like, holy cow. Oh my god. Because really, that dude is wow. Like, wow. He is like 10 out of 10 A plus. He is amazing. I mean, not just like an amazing actor. I was 17. I wasn't paying attention to the fact that he was an amazing actor, which he is. I was paying attention to the fact that I wanted to marry him. And then I wanted to have intercourse with him because I was 17 years old and I believed I didn't want to have premarital sex. So I was like, I can't have premarital sex. I gotta marry this guy. You know, I couldn't even like legally get married at that point in time. I was like, nope, you gotta marry this guy. I gotta find a way to marry this guy because I want to have intercourse with him. So that was that. And the movie is also really good. It gives us a start before the start. Like when the series starts, they are already friends. They are already traveling together and shit. But when the movie happens, which supposedly takes place before the series, but they have like computers and cell phones, which makes no sense, but also it does because like a floating timeline. When the movie happens, which is in the present, it's before the series. They're meeting, they're becoming friends and all that. And so that was really cool. And then the last live action movie on the series, I'm at 11 minutes now, Jesus Christ. The last live action movie on the series is like the least memorable of the live action Scooby Doo movies, like, period. But it's not a bad movie in any way. It's called Scooby Doo, Curse of the Lake Monster. I don't have much to say about it except that for the first time in my life, I felt attracted to Shaggy. Actually, Shaggy, like the character Shaggy. The actor who plays him does such a good job, and he is so cute. I actually felt attracted to him. I remember, and I felt so proud of myself for like thinking this pun at the time. But I was like, oh my god, I want Shaggy to shag me. And then I laughed at myself, and I was like, oh my god, this is so funny that I thought that. But it's true, I want to have intercourse with Shaggy. And I still wanted to have intercourse with Fred, and I was like, what? 18 going on 19 when I saw that movie, maybe? No, yeah, I think I was 18 or 19 when I saw that one. And it was the first time in my life I envisioned a three-way. So that was something. And, you know, Scooby-Doo being present in all of my awakenings. But that was a really good movie. It wasn't an amazing movie. It was not great, but it was good. It's like the weakest of the whole franchises, of the whole live-action list. But it's a really good movie still. So that is it. That is what I think about the 4 live-action Scooby-Doo movies. There's a new movie coming out that is going to be released in theaters. But it's animated, which is not bad. On the contrary, I love the animated Scooby-Doo movies. I have... the next video I'm going to be talking about them. But, you know, I'm not going to include it on this list because A, I haven't watched it, and B, it's not a live-action movie. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you are not subscribed to the channel, consider this. You could subscribe to the channel. And if you subscribe to the channel, like right now, one-time offer, if you subscribe to the channel, like right now, and then you ring the little bell to get notifications, you will get notified every time I post a new video. Like every time I post a new video, you will get a notification. If, and only if, you subscribe and turn on the notifications by ringing the little bell. That would be awesome. And I would love you forever. Probably. Unless you did like something like unsubscribe, then I wouldn't love you anymore. You know, like my love is contingent on you subscribing to this channel. I'm going to tell you exactly what my dad told me. I will love you as long as you subscribe to my channel. Okay? So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great day, a great rest of the week, and I will be seeing you next time.